Leaking seals have been a problem in the trucking industry since the first truck was used. The problem can be more than just a nuisance. If not repaired, a leaking seal can lead to a catastrophic transmission failure. Let's take a look at what causes transmission rear seal leakage. The most common cause of leakage is contamination, which gets between the sealing surface of the yoke and the seal. This material acts as a grinding compound, causing both parts to wear. If the yoke is worn, just replacing the rear seal will not stop the leakage. If the seal surface of the yoke has any more wear than what could be considered polishing, the yoke should not be reused. A yoke that is worn cannot successfully be repaired by using emery paper or crocus cloth to clean up the surface. It is unlikely the seal surface can be made smooth enough by hand to meet the industry standard of 10 to 20 RMS. Further, the fine scratches formed by the abrasive cloth could not be made absolutely perpendicular to the center line of the yoke spline. These scratches will either force oil under the seal or draw contamination into the seal. The yoke shown in this slide should not be used because of the improper surface finish formed when someone tried to repair the sealing surface with crocus cloth. In order to achieve the required surface finish, the yoke seal surface must be plunge ground. But even when the correct equipment is used, microscopic grinding marks are formed. These random grinding marks, which are so small they cannot be seen by the naked eye, must be perpendicular to the center line of the yoke splines to prevent leakage. Yoke manufacturers have made efforts to control this surface condition to eliminate low mileage leakage or accelerated seal wear. This yoke is being checked for random grinding marks by chucking the yoke in a lathe with a 15-inch piece of cotton thread looped around the seal surface. A 50-gram weight is hung from the thread, and the seal surface is lubricated with 10W40 engine oil. As the yoke is spun at approximately 150 RPM, the thread should not move across the sealing surface of the yoke. If the thread does move, it indicates the microscopic grinding marks are not perpendicular to the yoke splines. Leakage would occur even though visually there does not appear to be a problem with the sealing surface of the yoke. This is an important point to remember if a chronic leakage complaint cannot be repaired after repeated seal replacement. The seal surface of the yoke should not be rusted, burred, or nicked. Any of these imperfections will damage the seal. Leakage can also occur if the yoke is painted after it is installed on the transmission. Paint chips can quickly wear an otherwise good seal. Good seal performance is also dependent on correct installation procedures. No seal can be expected to do its job if it is not installed properly. When the seal is installed, it should not bottom against the counter bore in the rear bearing cover as shown here. This can crush the metal portion of the seal. When properly installed, the seal should be flush with the rear machined surface of the bearing cover. To prevent damaging the seal, use an installation tool that has a larger outside diameter than the seal and bottoms against the rear face of the bearing cover. To protect the system, be sure the seal driver is clean and free of nicks or burrs. Before installation, clean the yoke and recoat the seal surface with transmission lubricant. When installing the yoke, continue to protect the system from contaminants and center the yoke as it enters the seal. Once the yoke is in position, check the seal to be sure that no portion of the lip has rolled back. Then, torque the tail shaft nut to between 450 and 500 pounds-foot. We have discussed various causes of seal leakage. Now let's see what can be done to repair the problem if it occurs. A yoke sleeve kit, Fuller part number K1940, is now available to repair a worn or damaged yoke. The kit contains instructions that show how to turn down the yoke and a hardened sleeve which is pressed on the yoke. There are no other acceptable repairs that can be made to the yoke. Wear sleeves that increase the yoke seal surface diameter can cause the seal to wear prematurely because of increased seal lip pressure. The sleeve included in the K1940 is a heavy wall construction with a hard chrome-plated seal surface. The outside diameter of the fuller sleeve is the same as the original yoke diameter and will result in maximum possible life for the replacement seal. A new Viton Teflon seal has recently been released as a service replacement for the 14337 or 19109 oil seal. The secondary lip of this new seal, part 21036, is made of Teflon. Because of the self-lubricating qualities of Teflon, the radial pressure is increased between the secondary lip and the yoke. The tighter fit helps prevent contamination from entering the seal. The radial pressure of the primary lip of the Viton Teflon seal has been decreased. The result is less heat generated at the primary lip area. This is an important factor when EP or multi-purpose lubricant is used, as excessive heat in this area will form a carbon buildup on the primary lip, which can cause leakage. Remember, any seal will leak if the mating yoke seal surface is worn. And if you are replacing a seal because it is worn, it is unlikely the yoke will be usable in its current state. If the yoke is worn, the only acceptable repair other than installing a fuller sleeve kit is to replace the yoke. Most transmission models can then be updated by installing a NOK slinger seal and new yoke with a hardened seal surface. This new design offers superior resistance to wear by preventing contamination from entering the sealing surface and provides a hardened surface for the seal to ride. The inner lip of the seal is made of Viton, which offers superior resistance to heat, oil, and abrasion. The middle sealing lip is made from a special felt material which prevents fine abrasives from entering the inner lip. The outer lip, which is also a Viton material, contacts the slinger, preventing water and contamination from entering the sealing surface. The slinger is pressed on a machined step of the hardened yoke. This is done prior to installing the yoke on the tail shaft of the transmission. A tool is available from Fuller to install the slinger on the yoke. The opposite end of the tool is used to install the seal in the rear bearing cover. The sealing surface of the hardened yoke is induction hardened to minimize handling damage and wear rate. Also, all hardened yokes are machined with a step to accommodate the use of a slinger. Hardened yokes can be used with a NOK seal and slinger, the 19109 or the new 21036 Viton Teflon seal. Don't attempt to use the NOK seal without a slinger installed on the yoke. Without the slinger, water can enter the system carrying contamination past the felt lip and accelerate the seal's deterioration. Because there are benefits in using a slinger with any seal design, Fuller will sell only hardened yokes with the slinger installed in the future. This type of seal and yoke can now be ordered on most new production Fuller heavy-duty transmissions. The long-term operating cost savings that this type of seal technology offers makes it a must item when speccing a new truck. You can see that to properly repair a complaint of rear seal leakage, it is not as simple as knocking in a new seal with a ball-peen hammer and sending the truck back on the road. When repairing a seal leakage complaint, remember these key points. Inspect the seal surface of the yoke closely for signs of wear, rust, nicks, or burrs. If the yoke is worn or damaged, repair it with a Fuller yoke sleeve kit or replace it with a new hardened yoke. Remember, if you encounter low mileage leakage and there is no visible damage or wear to the yoke or seal, it is likely caused by a yoke surface imperfection and the yoke is at fault. Use the correct installation tool when installing a new seal. Use caution when installing the yoke on the transmission. Inspect the seal after yoke installation to be sure that no portion of the lip has rolled back. Today, alternatives are available when repairing a transmission leakage complaint that, if used, can make the system better than new. Take advantage of this new technology to get the most out of your Fuller transmission.